guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. So there is a new video that I think it was posted like Friday or Saturday, from the Third Rail True Crime, from the Oh So Fun Boondoggle tapes, and it's short because it's like two calls from the same day that the calls dropped. But let me tell you, there are some good little nuggets in there because I listened to this one, and I think the please count that I got, and I'm going to recount it, okay, to make sure we get it right. I got 7. Now, that seems kind of low for Boone, but for Sarah Boone. But, you know, I will recheck that as we go through this one again.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Oh. Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, man.
What's going on?
Okay, so forgive me for cutting to the chase. Okay. First off, and I'll give you more information later on, I have precancer cells in my and they have to surgically remove it. So.
All right. Again, this is from the Third Rail. Please subscribe to them. They're the ones that have all this Sarah goodness to share with us. It's a little bit old, but hey, we'll take whatever we can get. She's got cancerous cells, and I'm assuming she's saying in her hoo-ha, vagina, whatever you want to call it, in her uterus. I don't know. But that's, I guess, what she had the surgery for. And then she was whining about later because they wouldn't give her any pain meds.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm just putting it out there so you know. I have to wait and speak to the surgeon, but that, like, almost immediately, they did 2 ultrasounds on me, and, like, my looks like a valley with, like, 100 boulders in it. So tested them, they biopsied and did it. So, number 1.
Now, that's a description you want to hear come out of Sarah's mouth. Looks like a valley with all these boulders in it. Yeah, because I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to picture any of that stuff from her. No.
And I'll give you more info when I get it, okay? Number 2, so Lana is having to euthanize her cat today. She's not happy, whatever, but she gave me an update on my family law.
All right. So this is when she was still talking to Lana, obviously. She has to euthanize her cat today, and whatever. Yeah. She's so dearly concerned and upset about her friend's cat. And then later on, Nicole has an issue with her cat. I don't know if this is just coincidental, but it's awful if someone is losing an animal because they're family. And Sarah had 2 dogs. Remember, they were blind and deaf, and God knows how they got with her. But the fact that she just says this, it's like off the cuff, and then she's like, but my family law case. It's like, okay, but anyway. I mean, really, Sarah, could you have not even the slightest bit of compassion and real, genuine care and concern for any of these people that were helping you out of the goodness of their heart?
An update on my family law case, and Julianne, this is very important, but apparently I'm supposed to be going to trial, and this is one of my things where Brian blindsides me. His attorney does not include me on any type of correspondence to where I can be prepared for this with or without an attorney, which is what he has done to me twice before in the past. So I need for you, please, if you can, to contact Kate. And I don't know what's going on, but they're trying to take me to trial, and I knew this was going to happen the moment I had a permanent location, which is where I am. And Brian knew that, so immediately now they've got me set up for trial. Can you please look on the clerk of the court's website and see the filing and tell me when it's supposed to be?
Yeah, I'll figure that out. But I spoke to Kate yesterday. You're going to be all set for Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Yes, I know. I've already got it on my calendar. But she needs to do a motion for continuance, like, immediately. Because whatever trial this is they're trying to do, she and I haven't even met with one another or spoken a word.
I know. That's why I want you guys to speak first, and maybe you should tell her, but I'll give her a heads up.
Julian, you have to understand. Listen, this is one of my great, great, great problems that I have had in this, where I'm barely staying afloat. My nostrils are the only thing that's above water.
Everything to Sarah is a great, great problem. Because, again, it's all about Sarah's little world, Sarah's bubble, okay? And it's everybody else is like, she's like, listen, you don't understand. You know, I even harken back again to when she was doing the interrogation with the detectives. And she's like, you don't understand who I am. Well, damn, I mean, I think we've all come to understand who you are after all these years, Sarah. 2020 to now 2026. I think we know you a little too well at this point. Yeah.
To where I keep telling them that they can't do that. We're so much so that the prior judge told Brian and his attorney to stop excluding me in this because I can't properly prepare myself. I even have that documented where fuck-ass James, has all of my family law documents. This is what they keep doing to me. By the grace of God, did Lana give me this update this morning before she euthanizes her cat to tell me you need to do something about it, which is why I called you the moment that I was able to get a phone.
OMG, Sarah. By the grace of God. I don't know about the grace of God, but you know, and then she's telling to say F to James Owens. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that James or any of these other attorneys that worked with her are the greatest attorneys, you know, or anything like that. But James stuck his neck out and really he put his ass on the line for her. And I don't think he has a law practice right now, the last I checked. And she continually calls him out in some of these calls, you know, like F him, you know, F him. You know, it's like, you know, really? You know, you can't do Sarah any favors. So if anybody out there is thinking of befriending Sarah Boone, well, I would avoid her like the plague.
What they do to me.
So what I'll do is I'll reach out to Lana. I just want to send my condolences, but also I'll see what she's got. But I'll send everything to Kate. And like I said, I texted with Kate. I'll give her a heads up, and you know she's all set for Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Okay, please tell her. I mean, at this point, I can't. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but if she's obviously not subpar or even below par. So like, she's going to have to come on board.
That's ironic. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. You just did while you're saying F to James Owens, and that's just the cherry on top, really, because everybody is F to them. F off to Bankowitz, F off to James Owens, F off to Judge Kroinik. I mean, really, Sarah, really. It's this, and then you wonder why no one gives a crap about you and you're talked about so much because you have no care, no concern, nothing, and any decency you may have had in your life, I don't know, it must have been gone out the window when you when you killed George. I don't know. I mean, did you ever have any? I mean, I guess we could ask Brian, but I don't know. I'm thinking we should just leave him alone. But you gotta wonder, did she ever have any kind of decency and kindness in her body at all, even just a little bit?
So, like, she's going to have to come on board, and, like, this is going to have to happen one way or another, you know? I know that the time that you all have spent with her, you know that she's a star. So, I just need to get this done and on, this shit's got to get done. Fuck Brian, excuse me. Like, I knew it. The way that he talks to me on the phone and shit and laughs at me, where I'm like, what are you laughing at? So, like, I know you understand, and I'm not going to get into it. Just know I'm going through the same shit that you did, but it's just, it's can't even tell you. It makes me so mad.
I get it. But you got to keep your shit together because you're in a better place than you were.
Tell her, please. It's the third time. Please, God. This is the third time that they try to take me to trial, and my ass shows up to the stupid-ass court thinking that it's a status hearing, and no, it's a fuck you hearing, where they try to do everything to me right then and right there, where I'm like, the last two times, I'm like, Your Honor, this is unfair and unlawful. I have had no time for preparation, and I didn't even get the information in order for me to know what's even going on. So Lana told me, and this is the only way that I know it for the third time, but this is what they keep doing to me, and I have it documents where the judge told them to stop doing this to me. I need to know when it's going to be. Sometime today, can you look it up and send it to me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it together. Like, okay. So what do you want me to do? Please send me when this trial is. Please
Okay.
I'm
going to contact Lana. I'm going to contact Kate. I'm going to go to the clerk's court website and pull all the shit and send it to you.
Tell Lana I'm very sorry. I sent a compassionate message. This cat is everything to her. I'm telling you this, Julian. This cat.
Is it just old, or did it get sick?
It's old.
That's the one thing that sucks about animals. You know, they fucking die.
I told her the same thing. I said that's the hardest decision of owning a pet is, do you want to go through that? Because you know it's the.
Okay, so they state that's where the call like dropped, was lost, whatever. But you know, I would love to hear some of these calls when she was talking to poor Lana, you know, who's gone now. So, you know, rest in peace to Lana. You know, regardless or irregardless of, you know, the things that she tried to do to help Sarah, and she did realize later, you know, at the end that she was taken highly advantage of, and you know, of course we all knew that early on, but and that's why I do wonder why Nicole is still like one of her monkeys. I mean, really, I don't get it. I just don't get it. What are you getting out of it? You know, I mean, to help Sarah, what does anybody get out of helping Sarah? I mean, she's not grateful at all. She's not. I mean, it's not like you're helping somebody who's, you know, being, you know, grateful, being a kind person. They're legitimately, you know, being nice to you, because you know, obvious proof right here that all they're going to do is she's going to tell you to F you, and she's told that to Nicole and many others. So again, I have to wonder, for anybody who is still talking to Sarah here in 2026, May 11th, 2026, as I record this, why are you still talking to her? And again, you can respond in the comments. I'm just genuinely curious, or you can send me an email.
The girls argue with me because I opened the window just for some fresh air, because it's stank, stagnant air in here, and it's just awful. And it's just, so then now, like, the new argument is with me opening the window. So I open it every single day.
Do you get to go outside?
No.
Why?
The only way we get to go outside is if we're walking to eat lunch or dinner. We're supposed to get wrecked, I think, 2 or 3 times a day, but we're on punishment at all times. So. Oh
yeah. You're on lockdown or some shit. Yeah, I understand.
And then we have to be inspection ready, and you have to understand, like, people have no habits whatsoever, you know, any etiquette whatsoever in here. It's just like, fuck everybody, and I'm going to be a mess.
I was in federal in Rhode Island. I was in a cells there, but then I had my ex-wife got me arrested again on a probation violation. They sent me to Hartford Correctional, and it was during COVID, so it was 24 hours in a cell, and then they moved me in a dorm, and I was like, I'm going to lose my fucking head. I'm going to pop off in this place with these people, and then I literally got out like hours later.
Lucky you.
PD got me out. PD got in front of the judge and basically acted like my attorney, and next thing you know, I'm in the car with him, and we're heading home. And then I was on house arrest for a year.
You better help me with that. You hear me? I have a fucking life sentence.
I have no idea what exactly Julian did, because really, in the grand scheme of things, it's not about Julian, even though he's the one talking to her on these 2 calls. It's about Sarah Boone. Sarah, you have a life sentence. And she does. She has a life sentence. And no, there is no possibility of parole. Your appeal is going to get, like, rejected. Okay? You are going to be in prison for the rest of your life. Period. End of sentence. Nothing anybody can do is going to change that. And, and you had plenty of opportunities to change, to change your future for yourself before your trial. It's just so, it's incredible that you still, even to this day, that we understand, you don't even care that you were offered these plea deals. Because I would love to ask her right now, here in 2026, do you regret not taking, well, let's just even throw out the original plea deals. Do you regret not taking that plea deal when you were sitting in court in your little suit that you were borrowing, I don't know from whom, okay, next to James Owens, and looking at Judge Cranick, and you had a jury just picked, and you're all like, okay, let's do this because I'm so positive about my future. Do you now regret saying no to the state's plea deal? I just wish we could ask Sarah this. And if Nicole or anybody is listening that does speak to Sarah, I would love to know her answer to that question. I would.
I have a fucking life sentence. Like, sometimes I try not to fucking either scream or start to fucking turn into a puddle from sobbing. They expect me to spend the rest of my life here. Like, this is what I'm 47 years old. Like, they want me to spend the rest of my life doing this? You're crazy.
The best thing to do is keep fucking busy. Get books, get whatever you can. Get some friends if you can make some friends. Play cards. Do whatever you fucking can to keep your head focused on something, on anything other than where you're currently sitting.
Get a real job.
Yeah, but it takes time. Yeah. But the best thing to do is to get into the kitchen.
I can't because there's knives, Julian.
Oh,
My
shit.
options, listen, are either to fucking cut grass and pull weeds or scrub toilets and wipe the walls down.
Oh, do garden, pull weeds. That's great. You can get outside. Are you kidding? That's beautiful.
In Florida.
Yeah, you get a nice big hat and go. At least you're outside and get your hands in some dirt.
I've already been designated a houseman. So I have to wake up. I told Peter I cut the hell out of my hand the other day trying to get behind somebody's locker to clean it after I got screamed and cursed at for waking them up, which won't heal. So this is my life supposedly for the rest of my life in here, doing this shit. So.
Boo freaking who? Really? I mean, do you want us to cry you a river? Because I'm not even shedding one tear for you. And Julian's right. You should have opted for the outside work in the dirt. But God forbid that you actually have to do something now and get off your ass and not drink all day and laze around your apartment that was being paid for by your ex-husband. I mean, God forbid you have to do some work. I mean, wow.
I'm just doing my best.
Just keep busy.
I've applied for, a law clerk. I've applied for a library clerk. I've applied for an education clerk. And
Good.
I've applied for two programs where there's air conditioning, where I'm trying to get over there. Believe me, you know me. Know of yourself what you would be doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get my ass out of here and occupied and successful. I'm going to redefine success in prison. You hear me?
Good.
Oh, see, I told you there was a lot of good nuggets in here. Like, I'm going to redefine success in here. And, this is why the thumbnail, I just couldn't decide what to use for this thumbnail, you guys. I couldn't decide. There was just at least 3 or 4 little Sarah quotes. They're just too good. Like, this is my life now. They expect me to spend the rest of my life here? I'm going to redefine success. Okay. I mean, you remember, I guess, you excel at everything. So maybe you can excel at being a life prisoner. Yeah. I mean, that's always a possibility.
Do the COs have body cameras on?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Because all the shit that went down there.
And I told Peter, listen, it's bizarre as hell to me that we have nothing but male officers and there's 4 cameras in the bathroom. And I was looking the other day because I had a sergeant pulled me aside because I was demanding maxi pads and a toothbrush. And I told him that I wanted to write a grievance about it because there's no pads and no toothbrushes. And so he pulled me aside because he didn't want me to talk to him about it to other inmates to encourage them to do the same thing, which I'm trying to do. And I saw all of the camera aspects on their desk. Julian was in the shower, on the toilet, dressing themselves and undressing themselves. How can they do that?
You almost want the cameras there because the shit that went down in that prison years ago was terrible.
Help me, Father, and just know, listen, Julian, listen. I know you guys are doing everything to help me, and sometimes I get very frustrated. And just like Peter said.
Well, that was the end of that. So that one ended a bit more abruptly than I would have liked personally anyway. So yeah, I want more of her constant bitching. I really do. I know that sounds like sadistic and everything, but I mean, I don't know, guys. I mean, it's I don't know. I just don't feel bad that she feels so awful. I mean, and yeah, this was just over a year ago that this call was. So, but she's pretty much the same day in and day out. So I don't foresee Sarah changing a whole lot. So, I mean, I don't know, but it's just constantly bitching how her life is so awful. This is my life now, as if you didn't make your own, hole for yourself. I mean, you kill somebody, you kill George, okay? And then you're so upset now that you have to live this horrific life in prison in Ocala, Florida, and somewhere that has either no or bad air conditioning. Yeah, that does suck. As somebody who lives in Central Florida, that does suck. If she doesn't have air conditioning, that alone in the summers here in Florida, that's like a living hell. So, yeah. But I mean, she's just something else, and you just can't feel sorry for someone that does this kind of shit. You really can't. And we've always said if she could better herself, but will she ever do that? I don't see it. I don't see her bettering herself. I mean, and yeah, I mean, I pick on her ass all the time, and you guys pick on her ass, and we all like it, but she murdered somebody, and she has yet to take any sort of responsibility for it. She still claims she's a DV victim when it was quite the reverse. And she everything is against her, and she did nothing wrong. So I mean, if she could change that around and flip things around, look in the mirror and see that she truly is the reason for all of her woes, then maybe she could, have a better future, even in prison. But yeah, that's like probably never going to happen for Sarah. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and most of all, stay safe.